This is it. We have a different flavor box here today. Do you want to kick us off?
I see. I was like, well, there could have been nothing in the box.
Mission Impossible inside of the box. It was like.
One side had nothing on it.
Oh, look at that. It's got letters.
The other side has
clues. It feels like a kind of an escape room. It's like, what do the symbols mean? I see C, O, and Ca, which kind of tells me like we're getting into chemistry.
These are elements. Oxygen here in these kind of like three corners. C is for carbon, and then Ca is for calcium.
Okay.
And so what we're looking at is a calcium carbonate ion. But the main part of the chemical composition is this carbonate ion that represents this fun triangle right here.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So there's two minerals that are specifically calcium carbonates. You either have calcite or you have aragonite, which are both polymorphs of each other, but they have the same chemical composition.
Okay, well, let's see what we get then.
Yes. So we have this box.
Oh,
all right, cool.
You called it.
I sure did. So,
boom.
Wow, that is very nice.
What's awesome is I can see my fingers or your fingers right through it, but they're like doubled and blurry because of its refractive nature.
And optical properties.
Yes.
So what we're looking at here is very common mineral, calcium carbonate, but this is calcite, but specifically what is known as like Iceland spar, but it's just like a very pure form of the calcite.
So we've got three planes of perfect cleavage here. So we've got one here, which is parallel to this, so same plane, top and bottom. Here, same plane, they're parallel. And here.
It's kind of like that.
And so if it breaks where it is naturally tending to break, or where it wants to break, it'll break along one of these three planes. It cleaves very cleanly.
Very cleanly, because it's perfect cleavage.
Yes. So we got another box.
We do have another box. I wonder what's inside. Oh.
So what are we looking at? It looks to me like a fossil, cut and dry.
It is definitely a fossil. It seems to be a type of fern.
How do these two tie together? The fossil and the carbonate molecule.
So how those at least two tie together is that because we're looking at a fern, and honestly, the fern's not as important as the relation to carbon because all living things are made out of carbon.
It's still once an organic thing.
But it's kind of hard to talk about the importance of carbon without mentioning the carbon cycle.
Carbon dioxide is in the atmosphere, and then it comes down, and carbon is in us, and it's in plants, and it's in the food that we eat, and then it gets redistributed into the land. And then, boom, it finds itself back up in the atmosphere. So that's sort of the layman's carbon cycle. We've got the geological carbon cycle and the biological carbon cycle, because carbon is involved in both the earth and in life. We've got another box before Brittany explodes. You want to crack that thing open?
Hello. Hello. All right.
Oh,
so it looks like
okay. We're talking biological here.
Organic, yes.
Organic.
Yes.
Well, so what I have here is a strand of pearls, which, as we've mentioned in the channel, it's an organic material, and a little box of coral. These are both organic gemstones, meaning that they are a byproduct of natural biological processes. So coral was, well, it's the skeleton.
Yes,
it's the skeleton of the coral polyp. So the pearl is also a byproduct of a biological process. Pearl occurs when a little irritant, like a piece of grit or sand or a little bugger, gets inside the shell, and the mollusk, as a defensive mechanism, starts slowly coating the irritant with a defensive layer of nacre, N-A-C-R-E, and that's where you get, slowly over time, the nacre builds up and forms this outer coating, which pearl is famous for, that pearlescent luster on the outside. So thanks to literal shellfish, we get pearls. So we've got these guys here today because calcium carbonate is an essential building block to pearls and also to coral.
Yes. We have these calcium carbonates, which is part of the organic part of the carbon cycle. It goes a lot faster comparatively to the geologic cycle and even, I think, within the ocean, because you have your organism, when it dies, it kind of, not that it immediately releases the carbon, it usually has to like decompose, or if it's like from a plant, it either, you know, sucks in the carbon and then releases oxygen out. But when that plant dies, it'll also, you know, decompose and release itself of carbon back into the world.
I suck in oxygen and I release carbon dioxide though, so I'm
That
doing
is
my
true.
part.
And so with all of that kind of like working together, it's just kind of like one small part of the overall carbon cycle. Rocks.
What? Oh,
Bird.
are you kidding me? Look at this guy. It looks like he's sitting on a little quartz.
We have this another fossil, which seems to be in limestone, which is fun stuff.
Okay.
And then we have marble, but also lazurite.
I was gonna say that is very deeply blue. So while the pearls and the coral are organic gemstones and part of the biological cycle, half of the carbon cycle, these are inorganic materials, and as such are part of the geological half of the carbon cycle.
Yes. Sadly, we could not bring in the ocean into the studio, but the ocean is also part of the...
Shout out the ocean.
Shout out the ocean. So what these three kind of like rocks and minerals have in common is that they all have carbon in them.
Okay.
But specifically, we'll start with the bird. This bird was made of dolomite, which just also happens to be sitting on some quartz. And then we have this piece of limestone, which the fossils that are in here they're known as the Turritella species. These are a fun bunch just because it's just a lot of Turritella shells in the limestone. And then we have marble that just happened to come with lazurite, which is fun.
Unlike what you may have assumed, the key player in this specimen, in the context of today's topic, is the marble, not the lazurite.
Yeah, which if you add like a good bit of heat and pressure to limestone, it turns into marble.
Calcium carbonate, I'm looking at the molecule that you were wearing a moment ago, is a critical compound in dolomite, limestone, and marble.
Yes. Dolomite has one extra step, kind of. It just also happens to contain magnesium. But it's still like calcium carbonate plus magnesium. Fun facts about dolomite real quick. There's a lot of debate between like geologists versus mineralogists. Mineralogists are like, dolomite, the mineral, and dolomite, the rock. And we're like,
So frustrating.
no. As a stone, we like to call it dolstone.
Dolstone.
Dolostone. So the geologic cycle takes a lot longer of a time than the biologic cycle. Now, there are some quick parts of the geologic cycle that happens just a lot quicker. The interaction of the ocean with the sky. It's kind of like, you know, I'm gonna release some carbon, but I'm also gonna take it in. And then the other kind of quick part about the cycle, volcanically, if you have a volcano erupting, it has, you know, it's spitting out all of the lava, which
Wet carbon.
contains some wet carbon, but also releasing the gases that come with it.
Gotcha,
which
gotcha.
I would say is the quick part.
Okay. Not the wet carbon.
As far as the rocks go, it's just the element carbon and just, you know, incorporates it into its formula as it's, you know, forming and stuff. Like this great molecule we have here, you know, if the carbon was by itself, you know, floating. And as the rock or mineral decides to form, it's like, here, I'm gonna take these things, I'm going to make it into something.
I'm gonna put them in my collection.
Put it in my collection.
Of elements.
I'm gonna become a calcium carbonate. It's geologic cycle. It takes a lot longer.
It's a slow burn.
It's a very slow burn. We've talked about a little bit of the geologic cycle and then a little bit of the kind of like organic cycle within the grand scheme of the carbon cycle.
One of the through lines of all of Earth's natural cycles is carbon. And we've got the geological example and the biological example. It's just very cool to me. But we have one more. I'm looking at one more box.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's in the box.
I don't think we have a third cycle, so you want to open it and see what's going on? I claim Clarence, by the way.
Okay, so we're not looking at a rock. And we're not looking at a molecule either.
We're looking at a dumb little joke, all right. Have you an upset stomach?
I haven't
Have you
eaten
indigestion?
in a while. We're looking at antacids, which are calcium carbonates in edible form.
Are you actually gonna eat one?
No.
I think you did that quicker than I did with the Snacker Stone gummy. I was like, I know that this is candy. So all jokes aside, this is actually relevant to the subject of the video today.
This pack of antacids is just like straight calcium carbonate, which is pretty great for the human body.
So believe it or not, calcium carbonate derived from limestones, high in purity, can be mixed with sugars and some flavorings. They can be used to help cure Brittany's stomach acid problems.
Calcium and calcium carbonate, or just I guess carbonate in general, it does play, I would say, a decent role in medicine as well, not just antacids. So there's just like all of these things carbon goes into, and you're like, oh, gee whiz, that's pretty cool.
So I think the gist of what we've covered here today is that carbonate minerals are pretty essential to life, and not just life in the context of the whole earth, but also like human life in industry, industrial purposes, medical purposes,
agricultural purposes.
We wouldn't be where we are without carbonate minerals. So you want to shout one of these carbonate minerals out with a closer look?
There's no way you're doing the antacid.
Let's take a closer look.
Okay, well that's kind of silly.
I'm dead serious.
All right, well I'm gonna take a closer look at
Clarence.
I'm
not that serious. I'm not gonna make you guys look at an antacid.
That's what I thought.
Let's take a closer look at this calcite ROM.
So we've talked a lot about all of these carbonates, but we do have a lot of other carbonate mineral knowledge. So if you want to, find out more about those minerals, you can check out gemstones.com. We have a lovely Gemopedia page that just gives such wonderful information just about minerals and rocks and things like that in general.
Pages
Pretty
on
cool stuff.
lazurite, pages on dolomite, calcite, antacids. I'm kidding about that last part. But if you want to make sure that you don't miss out on any of our future videos and shenanigans, drop a like, drop a subscribe, ring the bell so you don't miss out on future videos. And thank you very much for watching.
See you next time.